She know what she doing, yeah. She the boss when she walk through the door. Alicia. She know what I'm looking for. Alicia.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a tape-in install on a client with thin hair. We are going to achieve a full look in this install, so keep watching. So to begin, I'm always going to shampoo the hair to make sure any oils, natural oils, residue from previous styles are removed. Then I'm going to blow dry her hair. This is her natural curls. We are using Kinky Straight, 2 bundles of Kinky Straight tape-ins, I believe. I can't remember the length. I'll put it in the description box below. But to begin this service, like I said, the first step is to wash the hair. Second step, blow dry. Third step is to straighten the hair before putting in the tape-ins. This part is very important because once the hair is straightened, you're able to see technically like the thickness of the hair. So this way you're placing the tape-ins in the proper place to hide them properly. If you don't straighten the hair, someone's hair could be thicker while it's not pressed versus pressed. Most people's hair is thicker when it's not pressed versus pressed. So I'm going to press her hair out. And as you can see here, her hair is extremely thin, but we are still going to achieve a full head of tape-ins regardless of her natural hair density. Now that her hair is completely pressed out, I'm going to give her her desired part. Now with tape-ins, you can do 2 parts, 3 parts, meaning a middle part, side part on either side, or you can do just a side part or just a middle part. Now with different parts, it will determine your thickness. The more parts you have, it's kind of harder to achieve a more fuller front, just because you literally have to hide every single tape for whatever part your client decides to have. So you want to be very particular about like where you place certain tapes, and also too, it also has an impact on, you know, how slick your ponytails are or like how the hair flows. Typically when I do my tape-ins, I like to have the hair more facing the front of their face, meaning like if you're doing an install, you ask someone, do you like your hair to fall in your face or away from your face? And I typically do all my installs to fall in the face because it does give more volume and body when curled and more thickness when straightened. So that's very important. So as you can see, my client decided to do a side part. So once I have parted out where her part is going to be, I'm going to give her a trim because a trim is needed here. I always do a trim on all my clients. Sometimes people don't want to trim. Most times I take a picture and show them that they need to trim and we get the trim done. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do a trim and I'm showing you guys her hair. And now she actually does have really nice long hair. It's just thin. So that's where tape-ins come into play. It's like, you know, you have the length, you know, your hair is nice and healthy, but it's just like the volume is just not there. So that's, you know, why people get tape-ins, and you know, the freedom of being able to pull it up in a ponytail to change your part and not be pretty much restricted to one part if you have a sew-in. So here is our tape-ins. Like I said, we're doing Kinky Straight, 200 grams. And I'm going to begin the process of sectioning out her hair. And this part, like I said, again, is very important because you want to make sure that you are hiding those tapes, because, you know, most people who get these installs want the freedom of a ponytail and all of those things, so this way it looks extremely natural. As you're seeing here in the parting of the sections, there's a lot of thinning, so I have to be very particular on where I place these tracks because I do not want them to be visible at all. So I like to part it, put my hand in the back, flip it over, and if I can still see my hand, then that means I will be able to see the tape. So I continue to part into the section and place my hand inside of the part and then flip the hair over, and if I can still see my hand, then again the part is way too like far to the front of the hairline, needs to be more in, so this way the tapes are not visible. Now the good thing about her hair is that her hair is actually long, so it's not like a big length gap as far as like the length of the tapes. So me trying to prevent them being visible around the hairline and like a demarcation line from the thickness of the tape-ins and the thickness of her hair isn't going to be an issue because her natural hair is actually long, so that is a plus. So like I said, I'm going to do that process around the entire perimeter of her head. I'm going to part and I'm going to put my hand underneath the parts so this way I can make sure that the parts are not too far close to the hairline and my hand is not visible when I am placing it over the flap, to make sure that if the hair is pulled into a ponytail, you will not be able to see it. Okay, so major key I forgot to add was do not add any serums, oils, or greases to the hair until the hair is completely done installing. Also, I actually recommend at least a few days before you do that. If you do add that before the install, your tape-ins will not stick. So do not add any oils, okay? So we're going to continue on with this process. Like I said, a lot of her hair has to be parted out on the sides because of her thinness. So majority of her tapes are going to be in the center of her head, but we're still going to achieve a very full install. Okay, let's jump right into it. So with my tape-ins, I like to do a sandwich starting from the bottom, and then I flip it over. So I place my tape-ins perfectly from the bottom, section out the hair, and then flip it over. This way I feel like I kind of manage how much hair I want in the tape. That's very important. You need to make sure that you have enough hair inside the tape. Too little hair can cause a lot of breakage, which is not okay, and also it can literally like make the tapes not last as long, because literally the section of hair that you have the tape sandwiched to is not strong enough for the weight of the tape. I hope that makes sense. So yes, when I'm doing my tapes, I like to place my tape upwards first, section out the amount of hair that I want sandwiched in there, and then I put the top tape over it, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to move my client so this way you guys can get a better view of what I'm saying. So I like to sandwich the tape part with my flat iron, peel the tape off, and then put it on the bottom first. And this way I'm also able to see how close it is to the scalp, any tension. All of that is very important to pay attention to when you're placing your tapes. Here, as you can see, I'm sectioning how much hair I want inside of the tape. And again, like I said, you do need enough hair in the tape to hold the weight of the tape, but not too much hair where it causes the tape not to sandwich properly. And then I put my top tape right over. Sometimes I will take my flat iron and run it over the top of the tape and then sandwich it with my pliers. In this tutorial, I'm doing this way in a sense of me not straightening the taping, because normally I straighten any texture taping completely before I put it in the hair, but I wanted to show you guys actually the fullness of our kinky straight hair, and then I'm going to straighten it afterwards, just so this way you guys can see like how full it actually is in its natural state and the amount of like volume and density it brings to someone's hair. So make sure if you guys are interested in tape-ins to shop Crowns for Queens at crownsforqueens.com. Again, these are tape-ins kinky straight, and she has 200 grams. There's 100 grams in each pack, which means that she has 2 bundles of kinky straight. And again, I'm going to put in the description box below the length, because I do not remember the length that she got. But yeah. So I'm going to speed it up some, because I'm literally going to do the same exact step throughout her whole entire head. And again, that process is I'm going to take the tape in, hit it with my flat iron on the tape part, and that kind of makes the adhesive a little bit more sticky. I peel the tape off. I'm going to stick the first sandwich piece to the bottom layer of her hair. Once I part it down, I'm going to measure out the amount of hair I want sandwiched in the middle. Put my top layer on top, and then I'm going to plier the two together. For extra security, you can run over the tape part with the hot comb again. It just kind of makes it a little, I don't know, I feel like it makes it stick a little better. And then I'm just going to continue doing this throughout her whole entire head. Like I said, I'm going to place them so this way they fall in her face, which gives more volume to her face and kind of covers the thinness of her front hairline. Yeah, and I'm just going to continue this process throughout her whole entire head. And now that we're all done, this is how full her tape-ins are. So just imagine what her hair looked like in the beginning and how full it is now. It literally looks like someone's natural hair being blown out. This is what it looks like in a ponytail. Even though her hairline and her edges are extremely thin, you literally cannot see anything, which is the beauty of, you know, making sure that you are placing the tapes at the right place. She's able to wear this on a side part only. We did not do a middle part or other side part, but yeah, she's happy with her results. The ponytails is flawless. She will be able to wear this for at least 2 months. She can come and get a maintenance every month if she wants to. And this is just, you know, the beauty of the new trend that's going on, which is tape-ins. You must book a consultation for this. Be very careful when booking an install like this. If your stylist does not require a consultation, you should kind of be wary. Making sure you have the right amount of tapes for the level and density of an install that you want is very important. If you like full hair, you know, be very aware of like the length and how much tapes it takes to create a full head, and you know, just be educated before getting an install. This is a very expensive install, and it's not a protective style. Let's be very clear, okay? This is not a protective style. It is, to me, I feel like it's not that much high maintenance. I think it just depends on the person, but it is not a protective style. All your hair is out. All your hair will be subjective to heat. You know, just the normal styling damages that could happen. So you must take that into consideration when getting this type of install. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was very informative. Please comment down below and let me know if I missed anything that you guys would like to know. Products. So when doing my tape-ins, I love to use the Design Essential Silk Press kit, the whole entire kit, all 4 steps. It literally gives the natural hair the perfect silk when being pressed out. And then I also pre-wash my tape-ins with it as well. You have to be very careful to make sure that you do not get the tapes wet. But yes, Design Essentials is the product that I use. The mist, the serum, everything. It literally will give you a flawless install. Yeah, I hope I didn't forget anything. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Let me know what you guys would like to see. If you guys would you know, like any other tutorials. If this one wasn't as in-depth as you wish, I can definitely make another one. Let me know what topics or what areas you felt like I didn't cover, and I would definitely make another video. So please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next hair tutorial.